Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Hyper Light Drifter. If you recall from last time, we began to explore the northern region. We decided we were going to waste health packs for no good reason, and we're hucking little tokens all over town. That's just the way we drift. So I'm proud to say that Otter-sama, thanks to Air's Lava for that new name, won the shopkeeper's voting bidding war. So we can either take the deflect bullets or the dash and slash. I'm going to go right down the row, and we are going to be able to now deflect projectiles with our sword, which is in fact a major... yeah, have a token. I have no idea what those things are, but I love them. It's a major step up. It is an amazing new capability that we have, and we'll see if we can't get a little use out of it this time. So we still haven't found that one major module, but that was probably in the place up north that we couldn't unlock until we beat the boss there. If you remember, where we got to was, I said, near a branch point, and we are going to explore one of those branches today. Most of the content for this section is in the one branch we're going to be exploring, I would say. So, we've seen this thing before. That's what we got after we beat Toad Boss. Whoever that was didn't really make it. But look at this, major module just right out in the open. Take it. So we only need one more, really, to be able to go through the 3 major module door. And, obviously, those pillars blocking us from getting to the big major module are only going to go down once we take down that Raven Priest boss that we saw from earlier. I really like the flags waving up here and the driving snow and all that. It goes a long way to establishing the environment. If we go right, incidentally, right was more end of the level stuff, like the 3 module doors that way, and the once you have all the modules you can go that way doors that way. So look at that creepy statue. So we're headed to the left, and we're just going to take whatever we find in the order in which we find it. Notice the same elevators as there were in the water temple, which is interesting. You know, it's worth noting, we never actually established that the water temple had any religious function. I mean, we didn't, I don't know. Maybe it was just a pleasant, an arboretum or something like that. Who knows? Anyway, this is where the game starts getting serious. You see, that wasn't even the best demonstration of just how good that grenade is. I mean, it just halved whoever I had to fight right off the bat. We can see that the religion, maybe while always being bloody, has certainly turned very bloody. You got sacrificial altars all over the place. Some kind of mystic urns being held in the walls here. I like that a lot of the rooms have these, have the depths to them. Like in the water temple, you could fall in the water and that would hurt, but you still felt like you were close to the ground, and here there's just this long drop. Also notice the purple stuff that was being manufactured in the water temple seems to be available here. Notice down there the secrets icon, always a good sign. Yeah, the shotgun is really just great. I've said before and I'll say it again, I feel bad for not using it as much as it deserved. Just watch this. Boom! I don't want to have to fight those people. I'm going to actually try to not use it quite as much, the grenades, because I realized it's actually fun to watch me dash around and learn how to use the different moves and engage in, fast-paced melee combat, whereas the grenades, they're super great, and if you're playing the game yourself, I would heartily recommend that you actually use them, but they may not be the most interesting to watch in a regular playthrough. So it goes. Not sure if you can get over there. Sure, no, I guess not. Again, I appreciate everybody pointing out secrets that I missed. I'll have sort of a secret roundup at the end for anything that I missed, so if you find it, thanks to Sue from last time for pointing out those 2 secrets, I, would happily go back. So these Crusho pillars I'm not actually the biggest fan of, just on account of they are one-hit deaths if they manage to get you, and that's never the most fun thing. I don't mind the fact that there are, dashy, agility kind of sections is what I'm trying to say. There we go, for the first time you can see me deflecting bullets. It doesn't actually matter because these things are invulnerable, so, whether you hit their bullets back to them or not, they don't care. Bullets, when you hit them back, do tend to target the place that whoever shot them was coming from. I wish I would have got that jump there. Still, I would be in a much worse place if I wasn't able to deflect the bullets away from that thing. It saved me from getting killed there, actually, because I was able to deflect enough of it that the remaining shots didn't do me in. Check out that cool mummy to the north of us. Look at that guy all decked out in gold. These are reliquaries built into the wall. The environments are just so good. Okay, 3 prizes for, or 3 tries to guess if these guys are jerks or not. They are. However, to the shotgun and the charge-up shot, they go down fast. It's just, with the shotgun and the charge swing, you can just do so much damage. The crows are really about timing, because as soon as they start flying, you're going to want to swipe at them right away, but they're invulnerable unless they're swooping at you, or unless you hit them with a gun or something. So, yeah, you just gotta wait and be patient. And eventually later, this level, or this section, man, that was a good hit. I just luckily hit that guy with a charge shot right as he materialized. This section likes to throw a bunch of enemies at you. So you saw that pillar there not only unlocked the door, but it also made all these guys go and do their thing. So, as you see there, yep, if you even get swiped just a little bit, just a little touch, you die. Long deaths, as I said, I'm going to try to cut out, but stuff like this, I'll just leave it in. Such a cool alternate death. See, that was me being impatient, trying to swing too soon at the crows there. The nice thing about the wizards is that they really telegraph their shots a whole bunch. So yes, they hurt, they do 2 damage to you, but, if you get hit, you've really nobody to blame but yourself. The thing this game doesn't want you to do is to commit to an attack too early. That's what'll do you in. So you gotta wait for these things. It's just a matter of looking at them for a little bit and getting the patterns down. Figuring out how many dashes you need to do. The last thing you want to do is dash too much, hit a wall, and knock yourself back, stunned. And as we can see, this is just going to be more of a dashy type section here. There we go. Sometimes you want to kind of break the cycle of these. Not go quite when they expect you to. Chain dash is invaluable for this area, I should point out. It's probably built so you don't strictly need it, but boy is it nice. I have no idea what that was. That absolutely should have killed me, but you know what? I'll take it. I messed up, but hey, the occasional bug in the game doesn't hurt too bad. And look at that, I dashed too fast. hit the thing and died right there. So I'm going to cut out again and we'll pick back up when I've completed that. There we go. Okay. No reason to watch just a dashing section over. Now, here's where it starts to get real. See how nice that shotgun was. This level likes to, as I said, send just a ton of enemies against you, and frequently that ends up being crows. I was saved by just being barely out of the range of the wizards there. Oops. Really shouldn't have gone for the charge shot, but that's alright. Look at how good that grenade was. And that made it, that just cleared the field for me. That was a dumb hit. But yeah, not bad. I've had cleaner fights, I guess, in my time, but you just want to always be moving versus these guys. Try to bait the crows into attacking you, into swooping you, and then slightly step out of their way so that they dash past you. That's the real trick. You can face them down if you want to, but your timing has to be very good. And if there's, I don't know, a whole bunch of them coming at you all at once, it can be, you know, impossible to get the timing for all of them perfectly. So anyway, check out that cool little meditating dude up there. And the major module, of course. So we are now prepared to take on the boss. We won't, of course. We're going to go on and see what else the level has to offer, but, you know, the options there. Kind of thought there was a secret down here. I don't know. Notice how the color palette is just so different in this area. You know, it was all blues and greens where we were last, and there's still some green, but it's more purples and a different, you know, different kinds of blues, I guess, and a lot more black and stuff like that. It just has a sense of being this old catacombs. And obviously whites when we're out on the snowy peaks. So there, see, we've conquered the first pillar. It looks like 3 of those 4 had warp points on them. As I said, we're going to go in a north to south order, so... Look at that! So cool! Sorry, buddy, you almost made it. Goodness only knows what he wanted up here. Presumably that big thing we're going after. Hopefully deactivating those 4 wasn't what killed the Titans, or... You know, who knows what we might be waking up. As in most of these games where you're on a long quest to activate something, you sort of wonder what the positive and negative effects of it might be. You want to look for those runes on the floors, because that always means a slippy time there. Looks like they paved over a door there. That's odd. I like, too, how in this area different sections are clearly meant for different things. You know, that last section was just for spooky bones, and while there certainly are spooky bones here, you get more of a library feel to it. Let me actually show off. There we go. My first one. Look how inaccurate these guys are. Bad at their jobs is what they are. That was super embarrassing. Ugh. I'm bad at game. You know, I really do need to give up my grenade addiction sometime, but... Oh, it's just so tempting. I mean, look at that. I just, you know, completely eliminated half of the enemies just in one little fell swoop there. This is, for whatever reason, super easy to miss. I don't know. I completely missed this the first time. Did not find all of the major modules in this area. I don't know if it seems like it's at an odd time or what the deal is. And collecting 4, as we know, that sends us into Ghost Town. It does not go any better than usual. Get out of there, gross bird. So it brings to mind something we hadn't considered before, I hadn't considered before, which is in the main town area. I guess there's that big flower floating way above us, if that's supposed to be the central city. Goodness only knows what it's doing up there. Like somebody was sitting here doing their research and we just broke their chair like a jerk. Breaking stuff to look tough is what we're doing. Now, this room here is interesting because every enemy you kill, well, you know, all the main ones, actually maybe just all the gun guys, open a different set of walls. And so you can really make it easier or harder on yourself. Now we have to dash through this central area here, you know, while avoiding gunfire and the like. Oops. Altogether not a bad time of it, though. We are hurting a little bit. Hopefully we can find a health pack coming up here. More training on chain dashes. And they really want you to be good at that. That was a dumb dash. Does look like scenery stops the wizard's blasts. Which is good to know. Look at them all. And sure enough, I didn't have a good plan there, and so I was down. The real issue with that was I just marched right in. You know, I tried to fight them head to head, which is not the tack you want to take with this level and with these folks. Again, if it's a really long or pointless or not interesting kind of replay, I'll edit that out. But, you know, watching me do this section again is a bit different because I remembered about killing the gun guys this time. So hey, instead of that, I figured let's go up here. Apparently they don't attack you until they can move a bit more, and the boxes were preventing them from doing that. The real benefit to the shotgun, like I say, is it's like a good chain for the combo, you know? Your swords all have a bit of wind up and then they leave you vulnerable for a little bit. Especially something big like the charge shot. The grenade, you know, is good for an alpha strike, but then it's missing, you know, you have to wait a long time before using it again. And the, someday I promise I'll quit my grenade addiction. But, yeah, the shotgun is always just a quick little, like, anybody that's in front of you area denial. You punish anybody that's close to you at all. It's not so good against mid-range or long-range enemies, but it's just fast and very strong, and that is absolutely what you want. They're being sort of too generous, giving us those 2 health packs there. Makes a fella nervous. And indeed, I remember this section because in New Game Plus, this area gave me a lot of trouble. I basically had to memorize where everybody was coming from in New Game Plus. My memory wasn't quite so good, but I remember the general gist of it. Shouldn't have used the shotgun on him, but, you know, I had a free thing. All those platforms out there, as I'm sure you can see, are disappearable. Look at that big old fist with the snow. It looks like one of the Titans broke in here or something like that. As I said, jumping and dashing is just absolutely key with these guys. Now, when all the center stuff starts getting up. Not that I remember that somebody's going to be over here, but I'll just get a little charge shot. And with it entirely, way too far away. Yeah, these missile guys are no joke. Fortunately, neither is the shotgun. Absolutely down in one. I think they had like 6 health or something silly like that. The problem is, you can't quite kill them fast enough, usually in a one-on-one, and then they fire off their missile and hurt you real bad. I think it does 2 or even 3 damage, something nasty like that. Fortunately, we had the hardware to persevere. And there's our major module. It really seems like there should be something back here, you know? But, darn if I can see anything. If any of you watching happen to know if there is or what there is back here, feel free to chime in and tell me I'm being dumb. I'm not really looking up many guides for where things are. I'm going to go back and get all the keys, like I said, in the major modules, of course. But I'm just seeing what I can find in a normal playthrough in terms of doubloons. So there we go. The second of 2, and you might surmise that because both of those pillars were on the left side, and then the one pillar on the right side, we'll be able to warp back to from the right side, and indeed, you've got a point there, but we're not quite done with this section yet. It's interesting to me because I think the next place we're going to go is just completely a secret. Because it's got that little secret, mark on it, but I'm here to tell you that realizing you can go down here in the forest is like pretty important. It's a large section of, well, it's not a large section of the game, but I don't know. It's a big area and it seems like it's important to me. Look how rich we are. We have absolutely got to head back to the shops, and I know the perfect time to do it. I really like how you leave footprints in the snow too. That's a nice touch. I could dash more quickly down here, but I feel like taking it slow just to kind of, get the atmosphere in there. Some kind of military craft crashed down there. Goodness only knows what it is. And look at this. If you recall, this is where we started the game, just crouching by this fire right here. So this tells us that we're a pretty good fire maker, because it's still going, apparently. Don't know if we got here in that boat, or if that's an old boat, or what the deal is, but having seen what we've seen, it kind of puts different light on things. You can see the ruins of the old army, or the battle, or whatever there was, these military blockades, the rusted out old hunks. And what are those in the background? Are those all monoliths down there? Get stuffed, buddy. That guy gave us our first gun. Props to you, gun skeleton. Yeah, nothing's really that impressive to us anymore from the initial salvo of enemies. Just beheaded all 3 of them in one swipe. We're nearly as cool as that one guy, and he's pretty cool. place always kind of reminded me a little bit of the Hyrule Forest where you get the Master Sword in Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Ah, sure enough, there's that big tower floating up over the city. I'm assuming that's where we teleport to the main area. Looks bigger from the outside, I'll say that. And coming up here is where we passed out and got carried away in the intro sequence. But nope, we can just move right along into this ominous building. This especially reminds me of right where you go up and get the Master Sword. But nope, there's just this glass case, which will not be opened. And any of the monoliths, or the stones we picked up, shows up here. 3 guesses what it takes to open up that glass case down there. Indeed it is. Once you get all of the tablets, or whatever you want to call them. We also get a bit in here, which is nice. And a teleportation stone. Now you might think this will take us back to that central area. But no, indeed. It takes us back to the central town. So there's a warp point between here and there, and sort of a mystic-looking toucan guy guarding the area, which is odd. But we can now warp back there anytime we want to, which isn't spectacularly useful unless we want to redeem all of our tablets or see the ones we've collected so far or anything like that. I don't know why I talked to this guy. I already know that that guy's awesome and he saved everybody. But you know what? We're back in town, and I said we had a bunch of bits to spend. We had deuces to spend, doubloons, and so I think let's go with the second place for the... have a token. We'll go for the second place winner and upgrade our shotgun with the gun mage. Regular pistol's fine and all, but shotgun's what we want. Thanks, buddy. And we actually have just enough money, well, actually, maybe a little bit more money. We have enough money to go see the only shopkeeper we haven't bought anything from yet, Old Snapper. I mentioned in the thread we don't talk about Old Snapper if we can avoid it. I will say, his shop looks pretty cool. I would shop here. Look at that creep. Just give us our health back and get out of here. So now we can carry 1 extra. There's really, I think you can only buy 2 of those from him. You can carry a max of 5, but that's fine. Thanks, Old Snapper. Notice he had a big vat of the green stuff from the water temple in there. It's just an interesting thing to note. Anyway, I think that's what we're going to do this first time. I think we've tackled the left-hand side. Next time we will go right. We will get the 3-module door down there. In fact, let's go up and look at them. And we'll tackle the boss of the northern area. And we'll see how well we do against a real final boss. Not that Toad Boss was super bad, but, you know, we wrecked him pretty quickly. As you can see, another one of the, once you get all the major module doors up there. And here's our 3-module one. This is what we'll be seeing next time. I'll catch you guys then. Thanks for watching. See you later.